Behind my barn there is a 5-gallon bucket. It costs me nothing. It has fed 40 hens every summer for 9 years, and I have never once filled it. It fills itself. And what lives inside it most folks would never put near their chickens. They are wrong. The bucket is full of black soldier fly larvae, grubs, maggots if you want the ugly word for it, and I will use the ugly word because pretending otherwise wastes your time. Here is what that bucket does. You put your kitchen scraps in the top. Melon rinds, coffee grounds, the bread that went hard, spent greens out of the garden. 10 days later, that waste walks out of the bucket on its own, drops into a jar, and it is 40% protein. Your feed bag is 16. That is the whole video. The rest is just how to build it and the 2 places it will fail you. My name is Levi Lapp. I farm in Lancaster County. My grandfather fed his flock without a feed store and his father before him, not because they were clever, because they never saw the point of one. The bag is new. The bag is about 100 years old. Everything before the bag was a system, and most of those systems are still sitting there, working, waiting for somebody to pick them up again. If that is the kind of thing you want more of, subscribe. It costs you nothing and it keeps this going. Now, before I show you the bucket, understand something. You are not the first person to notice that a grub outfeeds a grain. Somebody else noticed. They raised a great deal of money on it. Hold that thought. I will come back to it. First, the thing you are thinking. Maggots mean rot. Maggots mean flies. Maggots mean sickness in the coop. No, the black soldier fly is not a housefly. Look at one and you will not think fly at all. It is black, it is slim, and it moves slow. Here is the part that matters. The adult black soldier fly has no working mouth. None. It cannot bite you. It cannot eat. It cannot land on your food and walk filth across it because it does not feed at all. It comes out of the pupa with a few days of fat on it. It mates, it lays, it dies. That is the entire adult life. So it carries nothing into your kitchen. And the second part is better. The larvae make the bin hostile to houseflies. A working colony chews through the waste so fast and puts out enough of its own signal that a housefly will not lay in it. Farms that run these bins do not get more flies. They get fewer. The thing you were afraid of is the thing that fixes what you were afraid of. Right, let us build it. You need 3 things. A container, a ramp, a jar. Take a 5-gallon bucket. Drill a dozen small holes in the bottom for drainage because wet is what kills a bin, not cold. A drowned bin turns to black soup and it will stink, and then your wife will have opinions about it. Now the ramp. This is the whole trick, and it is the reason this is a bucket and not a chore. Cut a strip of wood or bend a piece of tin and run it from the floor of the bucket up to a hole cut in the side at about a 40-degree angle. Rough surface. They need to grip it. Out through that hole a short pipe. Under the pipe a jar. That is it. That is the machine. No power, no moving parts, nothing to service. Now you seed it. You can buy a scoop of larvae once. That is the only money that ever touches this, and it is a one-time thing under $20, or you can do what I do and let the flies find it. Put fruit scraps in an open bin in June and stand back. They will come. They always come. The females are looking for exactly what you built. Then you feed it scraps, rinds, greens, coffee, anything soft out of your kitchen. One rule, and I want you to hear this one. Scraps only, not manure. A bin will run on manure, it will run very well on manure, and I do not do it, and I do not want you to do it. What goes into the grub goes into the hen, goes into the egg on your table. Keep it clean going in, and you never have to wonder coming out. Now here is where it stops being work. A black soldier fly grub does not stay a grub. When it is done growing, it changes. It goes dark. It stops eating. And it does one thing more. It climbs. It has to get out of the wet to become a fly, and that instinct is older than your farm, so it climbs. It finds the only slope in that bucket. It walks up your ramp, out your pipe, and it drops into your jar. You did not harvest it. It harvested itself. It walked out and delivered itself to you. Every morning all summer that jar is full, until it is not. And I will tell you exactly when that happens because it is the part nobody tells you. Now the numbers, because it works, is not a reason to build anything. 40% protein dry, 30-odd% fat. Your layer bag is 16 to 18% protein, and it is proud of it. A hen is not a grain animal. Watch her for 1 hour and you will see what she is. She is a bug animal that will settle for grain. Turn her loose and she does not walk to the corn, she walks the fence line flipping leaves, and she is looking for exactly what is in that jar. There is one more thing in that grub, and it is worth knowing. The fat is heavy in lauric acid, the same thing that makes coconut oil useful, and it is hostile to the bacteria you do not want in a gut. So you are not just replacing the protein in the bag. You are handing her something the bag cannot put in it, and it came out of a melon rind. Now, I told you to hold a thought. Here it is. You are not the first to work this out. And the people who worked it out did not put it in a bucket. They built factories. There are companies right now, real ones, in France, in the Netherlands, in the United States, growing black soldier fly larvae in climate-controlled towers by the thousands of tons. They have raised hundreds of millions of dollars to do it. And the product at the end of all that money is a bag of dried grubs, sold to you, at a premium, marketed as the future of poultry feed. And here is the part that should make you sit up. Until 2021 in Europe, it was illegal to feed insect protein to a chicken. Not discouraged, illegal. The rules came out of the mad cow years, written to stop animal protein going back into livestock, and the insects got swept up with everything else. So for 20 years the best feed a hen could eat was against the law and the bag of corn was not. Then in 2021 the law changed. Insects went back on the menu. Who do you think asked for that? It was never hidden from them, it was hidden from you. And it was never a secret, it was a regulation and a supply chain and a price tag. The grub was always free. Somebody just needed it not to be. Right. Before the last two pieces, and they are the two that decide whether this works for you or waste your whole summer. If this has been worth your time, subscribe. That is all I ask. It is free, same as the bucket. Here is the mistake. I made it the first year and it cost me the flock's whole feed budget in January. I thought I had solved feed. I had not. I had solved summer. A black soldier fly is a warm weather animal. It works best around 85 degrees. Below about 60 it slows and stops growing. At frost it is done, not slowed, done. The colony ends. My first November that jar came up empty and I stood there like a fool with 40 hens looking at me. So hear this plainly because it is the honest shape of the thing. This bucket is not a year-round feed system. In Lancaster it runs May to October, 5 months, 6 in a kind year. You can push it. A bin in a warm shed, a heat mat, a south wall, you will buy a few weeks at either end. I have done it. It is worth doing. It is not worth pretending it is a winter answer. And that is not a failure. That is a season. The Amish never ran one system. They ran a stack of them and each one covered the months the others could not. The bucket carries summer. The forest and the stores carry the rest. Anyone who tells you a bucket of grubs feeds a flock in February is selling you something, probably a bag. And the second thing, this is the one that will actually cost you if you get it wrong. Grubs are protein. Grubs are fat. Grubs are not calcium. A laying hen needs a great deal of calcium, far more than a grub carries. If you swap her bag for grubs and call it done, her shells go thin. Then they crack in your hand. Then she starts eating them herself, and once a hen learns that, you have a new problem that has nothing to do with feed. So, oyster shell. Free choice in its own dish, never mixed in. She knows what she needs better than you do. Let her go and get it. Or do what my mother did. Save your shells, bake them dry, crush them small enough that she cannot tell what they were and give them back to her. The grub feeds her. The shell builds the egg. 2 different jobs and the bucket only does one of them. I am telling you this because the man who does not tell you this is not trying to feed your flock. He is trying to sell you a bucket. So, 2 failures, both named, neither one hidden from you. Now the only question left. What does it actually save you? 40 hens eat roughly a quarter pound of feed a day each. That is 10 pounds a day, near enough 300 pounds a month. Call it a bag and a half a week at whatever your mill charges now. And you know what your mill charges now because you flinched the last time. Across 5 months of bucket, I am not buying that. Not a bag of it. That is 1,500 pounds of feed I do not carry out of a store, and I did not spend $1 to not carry it. I want to be careful here. The bucket does not do it alone. It runs alongside the forest I showed you, the trees, the bushes, the ground cover, and between the two of them, from the first warm week to the first frost, I do not open a bag. The bucket is not the whole answer. It is the protein half of it. The forest is the rest. One bucket, no power, no refills. Nothing bought after the first scoop. Which brings me to what you do next. A bucket of grubs and nothing else is half a system, and I have already shown you the other half. The food forest, the mulberry, the ground cover, the bush that is banned in several states and still feeds my hens better than anything I ever paid for. That video is sitting there, and it is the piece this one leans on. Watch that one next. The two of them together are what 9 years without a feed store actually looks like. And there is one more thing I have not shown you. There is a plant growing in the ditch at the end of your lane. You walked past it this morning. That will do for your flock in winter what this bucket does in July. That one is coming. Old ways, real harvests. And remember the people who fed this country with their own 2 hands knew things about the soil we are only just beginning to remember.